It wasn't about the number, it wasn't about the hourly bill, it wasn't how much time we were spending on these accounts. We were like, wait, if we thought about this differently and this client came to us for every problem they had, then we're the solution. We strategically took a decision to almost lose money on every first relationship and over resource it on purpose. Our CFO thought we were absolutely crazy. The big unlock for us was, and it's going to sound super generic, I know, was creating a place that we cared about people and a place that people could feel they were heard, seen, and be able to do their best work, because we knew if that were the place that we would create, that would translate into business. And it wasn't about the number, it wasn't about the hourly bill, it wasn't how much time we were spending on these accounts. And it all came true. And it was a theory we had because we saw so many agencies cut resources to save the money, or go back to a client when maybe that wasn't the best decision, to say this isn't in scope. And it's that challenge you fight with every single day as an agency owner. But we were like, wait, if we thought about this differently and this client came to us for every problem they had, then we're the solution versus that scope or what's going on. So we strategically took a decision to almost lose money on every first relationship to really get in to find their business and over resource it on purpose. Our CFO thought we were absolutely crazy. And it worked. And it was a solution that, or a strategy that we purposely put in place. We taught our people that this is the first year investment and this is what it's going to look like. And what it did was allowed us to have bigger conversations where a client might hire us for, at the beginning, an experiential sampling campaign, and it turned into be a fully integrated program after year one, because they saw not only our desire to learn their business, are thinking what I'll call marketers with a commercial lens. We always saw, like, is this going to actually deliver an ROI? But not even an ROI in terms of your money, your value. It's like, is this going to drive your business in the right way? And asking those questions was just so like it gave us so much information that we changed the conversation with our clients.
How did you, well, first off, there's a lot of people listening and they're probably thinking, holy cow, how did you fund the loss and how long did you want to fund the loss? Did you set a time frame?
Yeah.
Did you set a budget to lose? Like, I can lose 20% on this client.
Yes.
Walk us through that.
Absolutely. And it was under 20%. It was usually around 12 to 15, but 15 was our max. So and it was also, who are the resources that we're going to put on this that are going to be kind of that overage? Was it going to be from the creative team? Was it going to be from the strategy team? So we did sit down as a leadership team and figure out, like, is it going to be Kim's time as the like, whose time is going to be spent? And then what is that value and what is our expectation after that? And we called it, we just did quarterly regroups of what was our wow, what did we ask, what did we present to the client they didn't ask for, how did we wow them? And we just had so whoever was working from account strategy and creative, we would sit down and meet. And then there was a cutoff point. There were some clients where we maybe gave too much, but I would say the majority have led to sustainable business. And we've had clients since day one. We work with Bic razors, and we still work with Bic razors in year 16. And as well as I do, that agency relationships, and especially with project based like we are, to last 16 years and go into multiple.
That's really good. I thought you were going to ask me that I know razors. I'm like, no, I do not know razors. I can't remember when I used the clean shave. But I like how you strategically thought about that. Now, did you, like, when it's kind of funny, I'm actually talking about profit leaks to our mastermind tomorrow, because, profit leaks are really kind of silent. They're really kind of two things: one, undercharging or scope creep. And one of the things that I always tell people is on scope creep, especially with the client, you have to educate them on this is something that you didn't pay for, but I'm going to do it for you. And what I found works really well was I just did $0 change orders. So then they literally got used to going, oh man, Jason's giving me another thing. Cool, that's awesome. Like check, check. Because if you keep giving them things, they think, well, that's expected. And then they fire you, go to another agency, and they're like, and then they come back, right? Like, did that happen, or how did you manage that?
You said exactly what I was going to say. I call it $0 invoices. So in the scope, if it were my time that we were going to decide, or my business partner's time or creative, we would put in the scope 120 hours for a or a COO, which was me, or chief creative officer, executive, and then we would put their time at zero charge. And it was interesting because procurement would call and say, "You made a mistake." And I was like, "No, this is how we work. This is what we
And
do."
please tell the rest of the team.
Yeah, and then we would show that in, because there was often times where a client would almost be hesitant to invite us into their, whether it be a planning meeting, and I would say, this quarter we have X amount of hours to dedicate to your business as part of our commitment to your business. And they would invite, and we would show them, just like you would reconcile an invoice. And so much where it led to one of our clients asking us for performance based marketing, value based pricing, where we didn't even have to show billable hours anymore. We would just go through, here's the metrics we were going to deliver, and we'll set up the team properly to do that.
Would you be upfront with them in the sales process and say, look, I am designing this engagement to lose money in the first year for you?
That's a good question. We've never said that. It was always in the scope to be like, we've now selected you as our agency, and then it would be in the contracting process. But that's a good business development uh, pitch.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Because literally, I would say to we were talking about Waterloo, which is a
Yes,
client of yours. Did I say it right? Waterloo,
Waterloo.
right?
Yeah.
Waterloo. Okay, I always pronounce stuff my own way. But I would go to them and be like, look, we're so invested in this. We're designed to lose 15% on this engagement just to build a relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
They might think it's full of shit,
Right.
right? But then you'd be like, look, you're going to see a bunch of $0 change orders or invoices, and they'll be like, holy cow, like, and then they know. I don't know. Let me know how that goes. That's what I would
I will.
do.
I'm gonna run after
is
this
that still
to,
is that still your mentality for when you bring on clients to lose money for the first year?
yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. I've never heard that. Obviously, it's worked
I
for
know,
you.
and I say, like, my parents, I was talking about my young entrepreneurship, the mentality they always says is you have to make your own luck. And I guess we were doing that, when we opened the agency as well, of like, this could be a gamble, but here we go.
Last question I have, because I can hear people in the podcast, you need to ask. Um, because I still think they're probably stuck on the first part about losing money for the year. So if you were starting, if you were talking to someone, let's say I'm starting an agency tomorrow,
Mhm.
and you told me, Jason, I want you to lose no more than 15% on every client you bring on the first year. Where's that money going to come from starting out? Obviously, you have a runway now. You have some profitable clients, and then you have clients losing. Obviously, you want more profitable, so then you make money and you can constantly grow. But if you're starting out again, or you're at a point where, let's say, the agency's at only 15% margins, we're not making that much money, even though we're over the 7-figure mark.
Mhm.
How do, what's the plan to do that?
The plan and how I would advise anybody to do it is think about your business development costs. And most of that is a sunken cost already, right? And or your marketing costs. And if you could carve out a percentage of that and put it in that client service, because it's so much easier to get more business from a current client than it is to get a new one, that's the mindset you need, and the money's there.
I hope you enjoyed this content. If you want more content like this, make sure you click on the link on the screen or check out your most popular podcast platform where the full episode is there. And until next time, have a swank day. What are you doing? Go check it out. Click on the link. I'll see you soon.